Hello everyone, thanks for tuning in to Sims Workshop. I hope you're all having a wonderful day. So, today we're going to be reviewing The Flame in the Frost. I keep wanting to say The Frost in the Flame, which is incorrect. So this is a Jack Frost retelling with a lot of Norse mythology, and this was a book I was selected by Rattle to Rattle the Stars. They are an organization that provides arcs for honest reviews, and I was like, gifted this by both of them and the author, and I was like, okay, cool. All right. Jack Frost retelling. I can dig that. I have had, it's hit or miss. I've had, great experiences reading Jack Frost retellings, and then I've had some not so great experiences reading Jack Frost retellings. Season of Storms, El Casamano. Those are really good. But, like I was saying, I think with this book, I really enjoyed it, especially having the dual POV between Jack and Sylvie. And there's a whole lot of tension between these two, and I absolutely love the tension. But it's more than just a Jack Frost retelling. You also have Fae, and then you have the Unseelie court, and then the Seelie court, and then just regular Fae. So it's like, I guess you can count them as wild Fae, so to speak. But also, you have Jack Frost and his court. And they're not Seelie or Unseelie or wild Fae. They're like Frost Fae, so to speak. It's interesting. I like the world building. And you have to read it to like really experience it, because it has a lot of different things that you would think don't work, but they work together. And that's what I think was my greatest takeaway from this novel, was the world building and the structure of the world and the mythology that goes into it as well, because you're pulling from a lot, Booth is pulling from a lot of different origins to weave this story together, and she does it in such a precise way that makes it captivating and engaging. You're not just reading another story about Fae. You're not just reading another story about Jack Frost. You're reading something different. It's like you're not just reading another story about the Seelie and Unseelie courts. It is something fresh and different, and I like that. My only thing is like the whole "you're my mate" thing. I am so tired of that trope. That's a personal pet peeve of mine. Only because I feel like it has been so overdone. Anytime, that it's like everyone's like, oh, this was a success for ACOTAR, so we have to make fated mates. We have to do this trope. And it's like, you don't have to. Like, you don't have to do that. Like, there are a whole different other ways to say soulmate other than saying you're my mate. Then that's, again, it's a personal pet peeve of mine. It's just a pet peeve of mine. I just think that trope is really overplayed, especially when it comes to Fae. It feels very overplayed to me. So that's my only gripe with this story, honestly. I like the slow burn tension, especially between Sylvie and Jack. I love their dynamic. I love how they have a whole history. They're childhood friends, They are, and again, that's what I love about it, and I feel like the whole fated mate thing kind of cheapens that friendship. It's probably another reason why it bothers me so much, because they have a whole history together. She was the daughter of the guardsman, and she stumbles upon him by following a will-o-wisp, right? And he's struggling with his ice magic. And so they form this camaraderie between them. They form such a strong friendship. They love each other. They do. But of course, they grow up. They have grown up. Now she's captain of the guard, and he is prince. And now he is betrothed through the princess of the Unseelie court. And it's a whole lot of slow burning tension. I like slow burn tension. I don't mind it at all. For me, it worked. For me, it did work. I will say, though, that there were times where I just want to be like, oh my god, just fucking kiss already. But I like that. You know, I like yelling at the characters to just get together already, because it makes the moment that they do even more satisfying, in my opinion. Like, for me, it's more satisfying when they just finally do it. I wish there had been less pulling, you know, tug of war between them, because they do share a lot of like kisses and expressing of their feelings, and I wish all of that had just kind of been compacted to just the one moment. Honestly, I feel like we didn't need those other moments. I just kind of wanted the one scene, but the other scenes were still well executed. And again, it did add to the tension, because I was just like hitting myself in the head, like god damn it, interrupted again. And mind you, I am not one who usually reads, like, I know a lot of the books I do read have romance in them, but I don't go to the romance section to look for my books. I go to fantasy and sci-fi and young adults, mainly because I don't mind romance in a story, as long as it's executed well, but I still need a grander plot outside of the romance, you know? So for me to say it was very gratifying to see them finally just fucking get together means a lot. Because it was well done and it was well executed. That tension, that rising tension, I think it was really, really well done, especially with those character dynamics, because you're still solidifying that friendship. You're going back and connecting to that earlier friendship. So I think the pacing was well done. I like the plot twist at the end. Fuck, I need book 2 now. I like the plot twist at the end. I think I like the plot twist, but also I do have some issues with it, because it's another trope. I don't want to spoil it, but it's another trope that I'm seeing overplayed a lot in romantasy. So I'm kind of over it. I appreciated it, but it's another trope. I'm just like with the fated mate trope, I'm kind of over it. I still like the story. I couldn't put it down. It was addictive to read. I recommended it to my friend. I'm like, oh my god, Gina, you're gonna love this book. She's like, Olivia Booth, oh my god, I've read her stuff. I'm like, you're gonna love this book. You need to read it. It was good. It was well executed. I enjoyed it very much. Again, it's not a book I would normally pick up for myself, which is why I like being part of ARC and Street teams, because it pushes me out of my comfort zone a little bit. So I will say this is more... It is a romantasy, but the romance is pretty much a big part of the story. It very much is a romantasy. I like fantasy with romance. Romantasy, like, I'll read them, but they're not always, like, my go-to things. You know, Dragonlance is, like, my favorite book series of all time, just to give you an idea of what I really like in a story. Or you can just look here behind my shelves. But yeah, you know, really well done, well executed. I like the pacing, I like the slow burn, I like the character dynamics, and I like that we didn't lose the friendship dynamic and throw it away for the romance aspect of the story. So yeah, solid 4 stars. Excited to see what the next book is going to bring. Yeah, solid 4 stars. In any case, thank you all for tuning in. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with all your book loving friends. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day, and as always, happy reading.